100.7 and 103.7 WTIB present Talk of the Town with Henry Hinton. News, sports, and community information and everything that's going on around town. Now, with Talk of the Town, here's your host, Henry Hinton.
Oh, that's nice. Well, I guess the audience just died right there. Good morning. Welcome into a Talk of the Town. It is the 24th day of October, and hour number 2, 4 minutes after 8 o'clock. McGee is here. Good morning, McGee.
Morning, Hen.
Got sports coming up this hour, and also at the news desk this morning, Heather King is here from WITN. Good morning, Heather.
Good morning, Henry.
Nice to see you. We're going to have an update this morning. You know, there's been so much talk about whether or not Pitt Greenville Airport will get a second airline. U.S. Airways is the only airline now servicing Greenville, and a lot of speculation. Is Chuck and Mike. That's an inside joke that nobody gets but us, but it is.
Philip played a great game.
I mean, that's ever since Chuck Amato made some comment about whether he was going to be fired. It's speculation. We've not been able to get over that.
It's funny.
But there's been a lot of speculation about the fact that there was going to be an announcement coming soon on a second airline. And, you know, as you may have heard, part of the money that they were going to use, that when you bring in an airline into a market like a Greenville, you gotta plop your money down and kind of underwrite it. In other words, underwrite the losses that the airline might have as you serve the community, as they serve the community. And the truth of the matter is they were working on trying to get a federal grant, and it did not happen. So the federal grant is now history, and the question is whether or not that ends the chances of Greenville getting a second airline. And in just about 10 minutes, we're going to answer that question for you. Jerry Vickers, who is the director of the Greenville Airport, is going to be here, and I will give you a little preview. He's going to talk about what he calls Plan B, which means they're not giving up on this second airline. They have another plan. They always did have a subsequent plan in case the grant didn't go through. They did not get the grant, so they're moving ahead with trying to get the second airline, and perhaps Jerry will have an announcement for us this morning.
Dun, dun,
That's what you call a teaser. Will there be a second airline service in Greenville?
Stay tuned.
Stay tuned, yes. We may scoop WITN on this.
Well, I'm listening.
Probably not. Also, our buddy Wendell from the Edenton Chamber of Commerce is going to be on this morning. We're going to talk to Wynn on the phone here in a few minutes. The Elizabeth II, you know, they were supposed to do this about 3 weeks ago. 3 weeks ago,
Yeah.
And the weather got bad. It was when the weather started kicking up, high winds and all that. But the Elizabeth II is in Edenton and on display, and they've got a big weekend planned in Edenton. And we love Edenton. And so if you don't have any plans this weekend, you might want to think about heading to Edenton to see the Elizabeth II, because it's going to be there and on display this coming weekend. And we'll talk to Wynn about that as well. 8 minutes after 8 o'clock. McGee is here. And
big football night tonight, Hen.
it is a big football night, and East Carolina doesn't play this weekend, but this could be a huge – there's only a few chances for Marshall to get beat, and we need Marshall to get beat, right?
Yeah, we do. Certainly do.
Although it really wouldn't matter if we went into that Marshall game undefeated in the conference other than the one loss.
Right.
And then we beat Marshall, then they would have one loss, we'd have one loss, but we would win the East because we beat them head-to-head.
Correct.
But it would be a lot better if we go into that game not having to do that, right?
And if Middle Tennessee can somehow pull off what I think some would say would be an upset tonight, I don't think it would be an upset. I think they can actually beat them tonight. Marshall just maybe they'll have that loss affect them down the road, and they might drop another one. So I'm hoping that they can just come out and get a win, and that could help East Carolina.
So this game is on TV on Fox Sports 1 tonight, what they call FS1.
Yep, 7:30.
7:30 tonight, and it is Middle Tennessee and Marshall. So we're pulling for the Blue Raiders.
Yeah, you watch about an hour of that, and you flip over and you watch the Panthers and the Bucks. Flip the radio on, that is. Watch the Panthers and the Bucks.
Oh, good catch. So the Panthers, what's that? Michael, are we really starting the pregame show at 7:25 tonight?
7:30.
7:30.
7:30. Didn't you have 7:25 or something on the
I did
on
because
Facebook?
because always an hour beforehand.
Typo.
They had the kickoff listed as 8:25, but it's 7:30.
So our airtime tonight for the Panthers is 7:30.
Yeah.
And that game is on NFL Network.
Yep.
Which I have now. Remember the days when we didn't have NFL Network and
I
we
do.
all complained to Phil
Yep.
Oshloger at Suddenlink, and so he went out and made the deal?
Yep.
We
Yep.
now have NFL Network, so I'll be watching.
5:65.
It could be a picture-in-a-picture kind of night, you know? Do you have picture-in-a-picture? Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I don't even know if I have that.
Don't
I have
forget,
it.
you have an early morning tomorrow.
Oh,
Yes, we will be in Rocky Mount tomorrow morning.
Yeah.
nice.
This is a dilemma.
But look,
What to do?
KK Coffee and Donuts will wake you right on up. Don't worry about that.
We are going to be at the new Krispy Kreme tomorrow morning
Oh no.
in Rocky Mount, and I hear it's pretty cool. They had their opening on Tuesday or Wednesday, right, Michael? You were you were
It's
over there
very-
Monday,
it's-
right?
It's very nice.
Is it the same kind of setup we do here in Greenville with Krispy Kreme, or where are you putting us? I'm hearing there's going to be a huge crowd in there tomorrow morning.
We're going to be there. It's
You
kind
don't-
of
you
hard
have
to
no
explain.
idea yet,
No,
do
I
you?
do. I know exactly
So
where
this
we're
is
going to
the
be.
this is an actual
I can tell you
store,
to
not
the
just a
T where
drive.
you're going to be.
You know.
This is what they call the theater, where you can, just like in Greenville, where you can stand in the window and watch the donuts being made.
Cool.
That's correct. Yes,
That's
you
where
can
you
do
should be
that.
set up, right where the donuts come off.
Into my mouth.
Exactly.
Put me at the end of the conveyor belt.
Yes.
Where the hot donuts come off and fall right into my mouth.
That would
There you
be
go.
fantastic.
There you go.
That
Snowing
would be, yeah,
donuts.
exactly. All right, so that's coming up. That's coming up tomorrow morning. We'll be live at Krispy Kreme in Rocky Mount. I need to make the G-Man aware of that. I bet I have
tell
not.
him.
I'll send him an email too, just
Okay.
to. He may be listening, but G-Man, we're in Rocky Mount tomorrow morning, which means he'll probably want to come to the studio.
He'll be here, I'm sure.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
All right, what else is going on? We talked about the weather. It is going to be a very chilly night tomorrow night. Tonight is going to be right now it's in the 40s, low 40s right now, and tonight 41 for a low. We didn't quite get to 41 last night, did we? Or maybe we did. What did Jim say the temperature was this morning?
It was, I think, right around 40.
It was about 40.
Greenville's airport was getting ready to drop into he thought we might hit 30, but then,
No kidding.
so 39, I guess.
So the big night is tomorrow night because it's going to freeze.
It's going to be freezing cold Saturday
Yeah.
morning. And there is
Yeah.
a ton going on. You mentioned the golf tournament. There's also the Heart Walk in Greenville, which a ton of people are taking part in. A lot of us from WI10 will be out there.
What time is that?
I think it starts around 9, the actual walk.
Are you
over at
walking?
I am.
Where is that?
It's at Green Springs Park.
Oh, sweet.
So you won't recognize me, though, because I'll be wrapped like a mummy, and my girls will be wrapped like mummies, too.
You taking your babies out there?
I'm going to take my babies out there, get
Yeah.
them some fresh air.
It'll be fresh.
Yeah, it'll be really cold.
It should warm up pretty quickly, though, because it's going to be bright sunshine for the next few days. So it'll be chilly overnight, and then when the sun comes up, it'll warm up the Earth's surface pretty quickly. I'm counting on it warming it up Saturday morning because I'm playing in a golf tournament.
Yeah, that you don't want to be delayed by frost.
I have a 5-0 rule about golf. I will not go to the golf course if the wind chill, not the temperature, if the wind chill is not at least 5-0.
That's a good
I
rule.
will not play golf if it's not at least 50 degrees.
That's such a long
Because-
Oh, yeah,
time
no,
to be
I'm-
outside.
And you know why? Because I'm a wimp. I just don't want to.
Don't
Well,
you
that
want to
makes you
enjoy
a wimp.
it?
That makes two of us.
And it's got nothing to do with my age now. I wouldn't do it when I was 30. I just don't like playing golf in cold weather. Do you?
No.
I know some guys that go out there literally when it's, in the 30s.
Oh yeah, put the cart covers on, put the heaters in the carts.
I can't.
That's not me.
I don't love it that much,
No.
but I do. I do like it. So,
Yeah.
City Councilman Max Joyner and I will be defending our member championship from the spring,
There's a dun dun dun.
and I have not played much golf recently. So
You guys will have fun.
And Max is playing terrible. So this will just be.
Oh great.
This will be listen to Max's mouth weekend. Is what it is.
Sounds about it.
now that he's not running for city council anymore, I can say whatever I want
There
to
you
about
go.
him. I can tell the truth about him.
That's hilarious.
I'll get a phone call in about 2 minutes on that one. All right, it is 14 after 8. Let's start off the morning with our news update. And then we're going to get the latest from the Pitt Greenville Airport. What is going to happen with the possibility of getting a second airline in Greenville now that they did not get the federal grant. We'll have that answer for you in just a few minutes. But first, our news update from WITN. Here's Heather King.
Thank you, Henry. It is 8:14 right now, and police say 3 lawmen suffered multiple injuries, including a dislocated shoulder after a family fight got out of hand. Ayden Police Chief Barry Stanley told WITN overnight that officers were called to Lee Street, where a family fight, quote, spiraled out of control. Chief Stanley said police arrived at the home near Ormond Street around 8:30 p.m. as a woman and her nephew were arguing, but police say things quickly escalated, and so did a physical fight. By the time the last punch was thrown, investigators say 3 officers were injured. Chief Stanley said one Ayden officer had a dislocated shoulder, another was hit in the face and needed stitches above his eye. A Highway Patrol trooper was also hit in the face. 3 officers were all treated and released for their injuries. 7 people in all, though, were arrested, making their first court appearances right about now. The Highway Patrol said a distracted driver ended up in Little Swift Creek in Craven County last night. Troopers were called to Highway 17 near the Highway 43 split off around 10:15 p.m. Wednesday. Investigators say 47-year-old Daniel Acosta of Greenville told troopers he was trying to get to Greenville but got turned around. He was fiddling with his GPS unit when he ran off the road to the right, rolled down an embankment. He was able to get out of the vehicle, though, before it hit the creek bottom, according to investigators. Another driver called 911. Troopers say Acosta was taken to a nearby rescue house to warm up, but he wasn't injured. He will, though, however, face reckless driving charges, as they say he was going about 70 miles per hour. A busy Greenville street was closed down for about 1 hour Wednesday because of what was first reported as a home invasion. Thomas Langston Road was closed from Memorial Drive to Davenport Farm Road around 1 o'clock. Police Sergeant Joe Friday says that a man at 1300 Thomas Langston Road called police saying he thought there were burglars in his home. He locked himself in an upstairs room. The man told police he was armed, and the fire department ladder was brought out to bring the man out. Police went through the apartment. They did not find any intruders. Neighbors are identifying the man as Matt Sanders. They say he's in his 30s. He lives alone there. Nearby businesses were put on lockdown. Ridgewood Elementary School had students pulled inside as a precaution, but school spokesman Brock Letchworth says the facility was not placed on lockdown. Nearly 23,000 pounds of meat products that were distributed to several states, including ours, are now under recall today. Reserves Fine Foods is recalling the prepackaged products that may be contaminated with listeria. Some people are starting to report getting sick after eating some of the food. The items were made at a Topeka, Kansas plant. They vary widely, with items such as coleslaw, pimento spread, and potato salad. The USDA also says the items include 22,000 pounds of products with chicken, ham, and beef. Company and federal officials announced Tuesday that the refrigerated ready-to-eat products may have listeria. You can get a list of all of those products at WITN.com. That is your news update. The time right now is 8:17. Henry, back to you.
Okay, thank you, Heather. Look forward to seeing you soon. Will you be here next week before the Halloween costume?
No, I will be.
So you're off next
busy
week.
in costume.
You're not doing radio next week.
I will not do radio. I'll be back the following Thursday.
Getting bumped for the Halloween costume contest. Wow.
Great.
Okay. Good to see you.
Take care.
All right, let's check with McGee now. We've got some weather, and the weather is looking sunny and cold. Here's McGee.
Yeah, that's pretty much it for the next 3 days. For tonight, clear skies, lows in the low 40s for your Friday. Plenty of sunshine on tap with a high of 58 degrees. May see 61, 62. Otherwise, not much warmer than that. For tomorrow night, things really get cold. Temperatures in the low 30s for your Friday night under clear skies. And for Saturday, plenty of sunshine with highs in the low 60s and lows in the upper 30s.
Oh, sorry, I was waving goodbye to Heather. Put that picture back up there. Can you put the picture that you just had on the TV screen without the weather on it? Can you take the weather off of it? That is a picture. We're showing a picture on TV for the radio audience of Edenton Bay, which is one of the most beautiful places on the planet.
I was just there on that road about a week and a half ago.
There's we're showing a picture of the Penelope Barker House over the bay there with the 2 cannons in front of the courthouse, one of the most beautiful spots in North Carolina. That, I believe, is where the Elizabeth II will be this weekend.
Yep.
We'll talk to Wendell about that in a few minutes. But first, our news and weather brought to you this hour by Tab Premium Built Homes, who has just opened their second showroom right here in Greenville. If you're in the area of Red Banks Road, you need to stop in and see Andy Bayless and all the folks at Tab Premium Built Homes. They've opened a new Southern Living House Plan Resource Center right next door to Finelli's. If you haven't seen it yet, they've opened a second showroom. Of course, they build homes all over eastern North Carolina. They started in New Bern. Of course, they built Curtis Strange's house in Morehead City. They built Nicholas Sparks' house in New Bern. But don't think that they cannot build you a house. If you need to stop and see them, because their house plans, they build homes starting in the 300s. They don't just build the big mansions like they built for Nicholas Sparks. And they approach each home the same way. It doesn't matter how large or how small your home is. What matters to them is that your home is built to meet the family's specific needs and fits your budget. Let them show you how they can make building exciting and fun. One of the things that TAB does, their homes are built to exceed local building codes, not just meet them, which means you'll get a much higher quality home. And remember, if you use a Southern Living house plan, they'll give it to you at no charge. And they can do that because TAB is one of only 100 builders in the entire country designated as a Southern Living designated builder. And that's why they've got the Southern Living House Plan Resource Center. It just opened right here in Greenville. TAB Premium Built Homes. Stop by and see it. It's located, beautiful showroom. They've just finished it. It's located right next door to Finelli's in the Lindale Shops on Red Banks Road. TAB Premium Built Homes. Stop by and see them. All right, 20 after 8. We'll take a break and come back. Jerry Vickers is in the house with us. Jerry is the executive director of the Pitt Greenville Airport. You probably saw in the news that they did not receive the federal grant they were hoping to get to try to lure a second airline to Greenville. Does that end the fight to get the second airline? I don't think so. Jerry has plan B, and he'll tell us what they're doing to try to get that second airline to Greenville and give us an update. Maybe he'll be announcing a second airline. We'll find out right after this break. Stay with us.
Eastern North Carolina's best selection of used cars and trucks is at East Carolina Chrysler Dodge Jeep in Greenville. The great folks at East Carolina Chrysler Dodge Jeep will put you in a quality pre-owned vehicle for as low as $99 a month. East Carolina Chrysler Dodge Jeep will pay top dollar for your trade. Right now, no matter the condition, acres of sedans, minivans, SUVs, and trucks. You won't find a better deal on a used car anywhere. So bring in your car and trade up to a quality pre-owned vehicle.
And remember, East Carolina Chrysler Dodge Jeep will pay more for your trade than anyone.
Stallings Mobile and Mini Storage Company will deliver a storage unit to your home or business today. Stallings Storage is the only local company providing mobile storage units 8x15 or 8x10 delivered to your site. If you are remodeling your home or office or need to store merchandise and inventory at your business, you need to call Stallings Mobile and Mini Storage. We deliver, pick up, and store it for you. It's that easy, and there's no need to send your business out of town when your mobile storage needs can be met right here with people you know. Stallings Mobile and Mini Storage is located in Pitt County on Beast Oaks Road. It's a well-secured facility with a live-in manager. Fixed units range from 5 feet by 10 feet to 40 feet by 40 feet. We store boats, cars, anything you need. We are pirate supporting pirates. Call Stallings Mobile and Mini Storage today at 321-2300. That's 321-2300.
When you're on the go, it's Trade Wilco. No matter where you go in Eastern Carolina, there's sure to be an attractive and always clean Trade Wilco Hess station nearby. For the absolute lowest prices on gas, groceries, and travel necessities, stop at any of the Trade Wilco Hess stations throughout Eastern Carolina. Keep your eyes on the road, but remember to look for the green and white Hess sign. The best part? No one supports the ECU Pirates more. So when you're on the go, it's Trade Wilco.
This is the spot where 50 years ago, Pirates came together to build a stadium, where 50,000 screaming fans cheer their team to victory, where cannons roar to mark each score.
You can paint this one purple.
Where Pirate football lives on. This is the spot you need to be this fall. Dowdy Ficklin Stadium. For tickets, visit ECUPirates.com.
Don't miss the Shaw Floors You Save, We Give sale. You save up to $500 on select Shaw flooring, like carpet, hardwood, and more. We give to St. Jude Children's Research Hospital to help them find cures and save children. Hurry, event ends November 18th.
Contact Jason Boyd today at Boyd's Carpet, 115C Fire Tower Road in Winterville. Call 321-7066.
He's always fun. He's always colorful. He always tells it like it is. The Greenville Airport Director, Jerry Vickers, is here this morning wearing pink. But it looks good on you, I just got to tell you.
I told you, when you get comfortable with yourself, Henry, you can wear the pink.
You look great. How are you?
I'm doing great, Henry.
What's going on at the airport?
A little bit of everything.
Well, we all read and heard the news. We were hoping to, the last time you were here, you were talking about trying to get a federal grant to bring in a second airline, and we saw that we did not get the grant, and so we're all wondering what the next step is, and if that ends the efforts to try to get a second airline. Why did we not get the grant, first of all?
Well, we really don't know. We thought we had a grant that really won on the merits, and then we were kind of worried about the political aspect of that, and so we rang that network out and had our congressional delegation ring in for us. And what I would say, the bottom line, the USDOT, in my opinion, didn't apply their own criteria. And, we don't want to cry over spilt milk, but let me give you two examples. How much more air service does Savannah, Hilton Head, and Wilmington, North Carolina need in comparison to us getting a second airline? So
they all got the grants?
Yes, they got grants. Wilmington to get another route to Chicago, and Savannah, JetBlue to Boston. I mean, those communities already have robust air service, and we are the only airline in North Carolina our only airport with one airline. So I would say that's a little bit of a skewed criteria in terms of importance.
Yeah,
they could have picked 40 grant winners. They only picked 25. And you can look at the winners across states. They got to make political homage to a number of different states. So
right.
We're not crying over spilt milk.
It's always political, though, isn't it? It can't not be political when you're talking about federal grants.
Well, I would suspect so.
Yeah. So what now? Does that end the effort to try to get a second airline into Greenville?
Absolutely not. I guess the military terminology would be back up, regroup, and just reattack in another direction. We really got the plan B, and we got notification about 2 o'clock on Friday the 28th. We didn't receive the grant. By 3 o'clock, we were on the phone with our airline recruiting consultant, talking about how to put together, reshape a plan B. And there are really about three components to that, Henry. First of all, the 7 community partners that we formed that made pledges for the local match, we're asking them to stand fast with those pledges, keep them in the budget. The airport had put forward $450K. So what we're doing is looking at the charges, fees we have for the airlines, and how much of that could we waive? How much of their startup costs could we assume responsibility for? And we think between that and also partnering with a couple of new external agencies to the community, that we can rally about $1 million similar to what we would have had in
Is that the magic number?
I think it is. We would have had 1.1 had we won the grant.
Right.
And
so when you're negotiating, and of course you have not announced which airline you're negotiating with.
That's correct.
But when you're negotiating, you have said you are negotiating with a specific airline, and so when you're doing that, do they give you the number? They say, okay, Jerry, we'll come to Greenville if you have in the bank $1 million that will underwrite us for the startup. Is that the way it works?
It helps.
Yeah.
Because as you mentioned earlier, economic development, you've got to have incentives to win those battles. But they will not put a number on it. But by experience and our consultants and the data we look at, we kind of know what the threshold of admission is.
Yeah.
What we're having to overcome is the airline that we are chasing is quickly shedding itself of the 50-seat regional jets. That is the most expensive aircraft to operate because of its fuel, crew costs, and the fact that it only carries 50 passengers to spread those costs across in terms of the revenue. So what the airline is saying, the 50-seat jet is what you need in your community, but we're getting rid of those, and they don't think initially that a 70-seater would be appropriate.
Is that like a 727?
No, 70-seater is just an upgraded model of a 50-seat
I got
jet.
you. The
Because
727 would hold how many people? 100 people?
Yeah, 100 plus,
Yeah.
Which our market's not there yet.
Right,
And
yeah.
that's mainline service.
Mhm.
And so we're connected to pretty much regional,
Mhm.
smaller jets.
Right.
We think the 70-seater will work. If you give me that thing twice a day, which is what they typically start, I think we can put enough people on those airplanes to be profitable.
Now, where would it, and do we know, I know you have some, a wish list, but do you know where these 2 flights a day would fly to?
Yes.
Atlanta.
I don't know. It could be. We've talked about our northern route and the southern route.
Right.
And so, we talked about the study says the southern route is the best for us.
Right.
And we've done that study on where our passengers go and how well they would connect.
Right.
We've also looked at how much traffic we generate just to and from that particular hub.
So if you're dealing with a busy airline, unnamed, that might have a hub in Atlanta, then you would fly. Someone could potentially fly to New York because of the number of flights coming in and out of Atlanta. Somebody could potentially get to New York pretty quick by flying to Atlanta.
The better connection might be Charlotte for that.
Yeah.
But instead of going way south and then
Yeah.
popping back. So I would think people flying to New York, of course they could compare fares between the
Right.
two airlines, but your most efficient connection there would be Charlotte. And that's why the airline that we are after, and U.S. Airways, soon to merge with American, they create the much synergy. And they play nice in the sandbox together locally. So
Yeah.
and actually, that airline could just contract with U.S. Airways to do the ground handling. The downside of that is not as much job creation here.
Right.
But you're not talking about a lot of jobs with the second airline. But you're talking about a lot of revenue and a lot of benefit.
But you're pretty sure, based on what you're saying, you're pretty sure that it would be 2 flights a day south. We're not looking at increasing this to add a flight to, say, New York or something like that.
No, because really we don't have the market, and
Right.
there's not an airport in New York that's really a powerful connecting hub. You go to New York to connect better internationally, but direct service to New York or even Washington, D.C. is really not in our future.
Gotcha. Okay.
So we're always going to be connected to a major hub. Because, Henry, we don't generate enough traffic to any single location to have direct service other than through a large hub.
What else is going on at the airport? Last time you were here, you were talking about a runway expansion. You still working on that?
We are working on that. The first step in that, Henry, is off the old Highway 33, that was relocated. We have every utility known to man, except an oil pipeline going through that. So we've got to relocate those utilities. We just awarded a $3.1 million contract to do that utility. So that's the first step. And then next grant year, about a year from now, we'll actually break ground on the physical extension of that runway by 670 feet.
And that'll give us how many feet total?
It'll give us about 7,000.
7,000 feet.
Same length that, say, Jacksonville has, a good bit longer than Newbern.
And now, if you're 7,000 feet, you can fly anything in and out of there pretty much, can't you?
Correct, but I would tell you a week or so ago when ECU took off from Pitt Greenville, that Airbus A320, we kind of had a betting pool out there on how much runway we'd use. And my vice chairman, John Banks, won. He only took half the runway, so
Is
he
that
took
right?
the pool, yeah.
And that's that's one of the big airplanes.
It's an A320 is a bread and butter 150-seat airplane.
Yeah. And it took half the
Yeah, when I got to midfield, his wheels were up.
Well, I've always been told, I know nothing about aviation, but I've always been told that the big airplanes get up faster anyway because they got more power.
That is correct.
Yeah.
And as airplanes have advanced, they take less runway. I think the airport, John Wayne International, shorter runway than we have. And JetBlue operates out of there every day with an A320 flying nearly cross country. So
Right.
that's how efficient and capable those aircraft are today.
What else you want to talk about? Well, tell us what else we need to know about what's going on.
Let me go back to the Plan B just a minute. The third piece of that, other than keeping our partners with the pledges, us looking at how much more skin we can put in the game, one of the things our target airline has said right across the desk, Pitt Greenville, you're getting 50% of the air traffic that comes out of the Greenville area. Where is the other 50% going? So we're rallying communities that generate a significant amount of traffic and having them provide us some raw data on how many trips you're generating a year and where are those destinations. That information would be a gold mine because the airline would look at that in their route system and say, okay, those people would choose to fly me. The flights are there. And the other piece of that is international traffic. Greenville generates more international traffic than you might imagine. And to give you an example, about 5% of the number of passengers we have going out of Greenville are international. Really? It constitutes about 10 to 12% of the airline's net revenue.
No kidding.
So that's very lucrative. And we have some organizations, businesses here, that do generate some international traffic. So we're trying to put together that data from about 8 or 10 different businesses here. And to look at that, present that to our airline. And we think between that, the incentives, can show them, yes, we can man up with a 70-seat airplane, will give us our best chance.
Is it fair to say, Jerry, that when we're thinking about flying, people are deciding whether they're going to drive to Raleigh and get on an airplane in Raleigh or fly out of Greenville? The businesses in this community support the Pitt Greenville Airport. But do the luxury traveler, the vacation travelers, and people like that, do we need to think about that and how we are? I mean, we're actually hurting the local airport when we fly out of Raleigh, are we not? We're not helping the economy of Greenville when we fly, and I'm guilty too, because you get on the Southwest website and say, well, I can, get there and this is what it costs. But Greenville's airport is now competitive. It didn't used to be, but Greenville's airport is now competitive. And we all need to be cognizant of how it helps our local community to fly out of the Greenville Airport.
Well, first of all, we don't ask anybody to fly out of the airport just out of brand or hometown loyalty. We understand economics. If you're a single passenger and you're within $100 of Raleigh, you would probably say it's not worth the hassle, the parking, the value of your time. Now, if you're taking a family of 4, that's a different equation. But you're right, the airfares over the years have improved. And all we are really asking people to do is when you're shopping, give us a look because often we are competitive. In fact, we look at airline average fares on a quarterly basis, and our average fare is within $50 of Raleigh. But not everybody gets that average fare. Right. It is our chairman, Donald Taylor, mentioned the last time we were on, the early bird gets the worm. The earlier you can book, you're going to be more competitive. If you wait 2 weeks, you're not going to see the best fare.
Right. And I tell you, man, last few times I've flown out of Raleigh, it is a hassle.
Well,
because you got to park, and then you either got to park and ride on a bus, and then drag your bags on the bus, and then drag them off the bus, and then get them into the airport, or you've got to park in that 10 deck,
the back 40,
the back 40, and drag your bags
on and off the shuttle,
the 400 yards to the gate, and that ain't much fun. And when you fly to Greenville, I will say this: when you fly to Greenville, you can pull right up, walk. It takes you 30 seconds to walk to the gate, to walk up to the counter, and boom, you get on the airplane.
Well, we like to say no hassle, no congestion, and the TSA will hug your babies for you. So.
Now, that's a lie. The TSA
well, if you're under 10 now, you don't have to be screened. So we've got one of the finest TSA crews, and I will say this, for people who have had bad customer service experience with the TSA, you didn't get it here.
Every time they take my shaving cream when I fly to Greenville, they apologize.
If they take it down to me, I'll give it back.
I know. I think the last time I was flying, I had one of those big things of shaving cream, and I never can remember not to take that.
Liquids and gels.
Yeah, and I told the guy, I said, he said, yeah, I'm sorry, sir, you can't get on the plane with this. I said, would you give that to Jerry so I can get it when I get back?
I had a
So you don't get that service in Raleigh.
I had a general from Camp Lejeune do that to me. He had a torchlight. So the TSA confiscated it, and he said, "Do you know Jerry Vickers?" And I said, "Yes, sir, we do." He said, "Well, you go down and give that to him. And if he doesn't return that to me, I know where his retired pension pays."
Jerry,
so
thank
we
you,
had
man.
it delivered.
Well, it's good to hear that we're still online.
Can I do a quick presentation since you play golf with Max?
Sure, absolutely.
Now, I want to present you this with a divot.
Oh, man, look at
repair and
that.
ball
Look,
marker.
McGee, check this out. It's a divot repair and a ball mark, and it's a United States Marine Corps. This is nice.
Now, I want you to flip the ball mark over.
Okay.
If you can handle that magnet.
It says, "Hoorah!" There you go.
Now, I want you to know,
From a
I
true Marine.
gave Max Joyner one of those.
Well, he can't find it.
As sort of a presento for his final board meeting. And I would like to say Max and I butted heads numerous times, but he was the honest broker. He served admirably on that board, and we wish him the best.
You know, Max, I've always said with Max Joyner, you have to consider substance over style. And if you do, you will realize he's been a terrific public servant for our community. He really has.
Not always right, but never in doubt.
Well, he never. The thing about it is just what you just said. I mean, here's the thing with Max. If you disagreed with Max Joyner, even on the city council, usually he'd leave you laughing. But at least he would be very direct and honest, and you never had to guess where you stood with him.
You're saying smack you with a laugh? Is that
Thank you, Jerry.
My pleasure.
One last question.
Yes,
when do you expect, and if all this goes as you're planning on, when are we going to hear a determination on whether we're getting that second airline?
Well, we like to talk about a timeline to kind of manage our community's expectations and when we can deliver. We know that our airline always starts service in May or June.
Mm-hmm.
We know that sort of a magic time would be January for them to make the decision, announce the service, and sell tickets 90 days. So really, in terms of sales and landing this, we've got to mid-January to get it done.
This January?
This year.
So we'll know soon.
That's assuming that we landed. I'm just talking about the optimistic timeline because we know what they typically do.
Okay.
And you know, we don't have a commitment by January this year. We're not stopping. We'll look at January of the following year. Our goal is to get that airline. As you know, it's a top priority of our board.
And I will say this man's worked tirelessly on this, and you've worked really, you've done a great job in it, and I'm sorry we didn't get the grant, but, I love your spirit of we're not giving up. So,
not giving up. Never say quit.
Maybe a second airline coming to pick Greenville yet. We'll see. Thank you, Jerry.
And then you would do the real hoorah.
I would do the real hoorah at that point.
You need to work on that a bit.
Thank you for this. This is awesome. Good to see you, man. Jerry Vickers from the Greenville Airport. All right, we'll be right back. When we come back, we're going to find out about the big weekend in Edenton. They've got the Elizabeth II in Edenton. We'll get Wendell on the phone right after this. Stay with us.
Stallings Mobile and Mini Storage Company will deliver a storage unit to your home or business today. Stallings Storage is the only local company providing mobile storage units 8x15 or 8x10 delivered to your site. If you are remodeling your home or office or need to store merchandise and inventory at your business, you need to call Stallings Mobile and Mini Storage. We deliver, pick up, and store it for you. It's that easy, and there's no need to send your business out of town when your mobile storage needs can be met right here with people you know. Stallings Mobile and Mini Storage is located in Pitt County on Beast Oaks Road. It's a well-secured facility with a living manager. Fixed units range from 5 feet by 10 feet to 40 feet by 40 feet. We store boats, cars, anything you need. We are Pirate supporting pirates. Call Stallings Mobile and Mini Storage today at 321-2300. That's 321-2300.
Unsafe drivers are all around you, speeding, texting, doing things that cause accidents and result in serious injury.
At Hardy & Hardy, we think those drivers and their insurance companies should be held responsible. We provide aggressive representation in and out of the courtroom, fighting for our clients' compensation for medical bills, lost wages, pain and suffering, and permanent injuries.
Count on Hardy & Hardy, protecting the rights of the seriously injured.
This is the spot where 50 years ago, Pirates came together to build a stadium, where 50,000 screaming fans cheer their team to victory, where cannons roar to mark each score,
You can paint this one purple.
where pirate football lives on. This is the spot you need to be this fall. Dowdy Ficklin Stadium. For tickets, visit ECUPirates.com.
Having a vision of what really matters is how we succeed. Keeping an eye on the ball, seeing all the things that we need. Focusing on the big picture, always striving to do what's right. Carolina Vision Care, we keep what's important in sight.
When you're on the go, it's Trade Wilco. No matter where you go in Eastern Carolina, there's sure to be an attractive and always clean Trade Wilco Hess station nearby. For the absolute lowest prices on gas, groceries, and travel necessities, stop at any of the Trade Wilco Hess stations throughout Eastern Carolina. Keep your eyes on the road, but remember to look for the green and white Hess sign. The best part? No one supports the ECU Pirates more. So when you're on the go, it's Trade Wilco.
Big weekend in Edenton, up there where I grew up. I say it's my hometown, but it's really not. It's I grew up out in the county, as they say, but I love Edenton, and I got a lot of friends in Edenton still. We love going up there. We were trying to get up there this month, but we couldn't work it out. And then it probably worked out good that we didn't go the weekend we were going because it was nasty and rainy. That was the weekend that the Elizabeth II was supposed to make its appearance in Edenton, but it's going to happen this weekend. It looks like a good weekend for it. On the phone right now, the executive director of the Edenton Chowan Chamber of Commerce, my old buddy Wynn Dale. Hey, Wynn, what's going on?
Good morning, Henry. How are you this morning?
Sorry we're running late this morning. Tell us what's happening in Edenton. This is a big weekend for you.
It is a big weekend. The Elizabeth II is here in Edenton. It's anchored out in Edenton Bay right now, about 500 yards off, and it's just a beautiful sight this morning. It's nice and clear and calm, and it's just surreal taking a look at that. But I have with us this morning Miss Nancy Nichols, who is the director of the Chowan County Tourism Authority, and she's going to kind of cue us in on what's going in this morning.
Oh, great. Good morning, Nancy. How are you?
Morning, Henry. Doing great.
Tell us what's happening this weekend and what people, if people come to Edenton, what they're going to be able to participate in.
Okay. This afternoon, around 4:30 or so, the Elizabeth II will sail into port, and it'll be here Friday for the students, Chowan County students, from 9 to 5, and then on Saturday from 9 to 5, it'll be open to the public and free for people to tour. And Blackbeard will be here with us, too, both days, from 10 to 2 both days.
Awesome. Now, for people who don't know what the Elizabeth II is, it's normally docked in Manio, right?
Right, at the Roanoke Island Festival Park.
And it's a replica of the original Elizabeth?
Right.
And what was the original Elizabeth? Tell folks, I can't remember.
Well, basically, the Elizabeth II is a replica of the same ships that sailed to the New World back in 1585. So the Elizabeth II, I don't think, is named after another Elizabeth.
I got you. So this is this is a tourist attraction that is normally seen down in the Manio area, and you're just kind of bringing it a little further inland for a big weekend. Is there any particular occasion? I know you already had the Peanut Festival. Is there any particular occasion, or is this just something that you were doing to just kind of give folks a great weekend, another tourist availability?
Well, it's all part of the 300th celebration.
Right.
We're still celebrating through December, and this is part of the 300th celebration. The 300th committee under Chairman Bob Quinn invited the Elizabeth II to be here, and this is also the anniversary of the 30th anniversary for the Elizabeth II. So they're going to be here during our 300th and during their 30th.
All right, now, are people going to be able to actually board the boat, Nancy, and tour it and that kind of thing?
Yes, they are. All day Saturday.
Okay.
Excuse me, from 9 to 5.
And you just come down to the waterfront there in the at Edenton Bay down by the Barker House or the courthouse. Where is it going to be docked?
Right by the Barker House.
Okay, very good. Kind of where the governor came in.
Exactly.
For the kickoff of the big 300th. All right, very good. Anything else going on up there, Wynn, that you want people to know about? I mean, if people have never been to Edenton, This would be a great weekend to do it. It looks like it's going to be sunshiny, temperatures around 62, 63 both days, and but a lot of sunshine. And we've had some nasty weather the last month, so this is going to be the right weekend to make it all happen.
I think you're right, Henry. It's going to be a beautiful fall weekend. We do have a symposium going on this weekend called North Carolina Women of Courage. That's going to be held at the 1767 Courthouse Friday night at 6 o'clock, and then it's going to be Saturday morning at 9 o'clock at the 1767 Courthouse. So that's going along in conjunction with the Elizabeth II visit and Blackbeard's visit and just everything else that's going on around Edenton with the merchants and restaurants and everything being open this weekend.
And will some of the historic homes, like, I don't know, the Cupola House, I guess that's open every weekend, right?
That's correct. Yep, the courthouse will be open, of course, and then the Cupola House, the Barker House, the Iredale House, all the historic homes will be available.
All right, great. Any particular time people should show up for the Elizabeth II? I guess if they want to see it sailing in, today would be the day, right, Nancy?
Right. This afternoon, between 4 and 5 this afternoon, if they want to see it sail in. And then as far as coming and boarding the ship, like I said, on Saturday from 9 to 5.
9 to 5 on Saturday. All right. Well, guys, I hope it's a big weekend. I hope people will come out. There's a lot of great reasons to go to Edenton. This is another one. If you've never been to Edenton, you don't have plans for the weekend, it's about an hour's drive from Greenville, and it is worth the trip. It is absolutely, I've always said this, the prettiest little town in America. I really believe that, and it's a gorgeous, going to be a gorgeous weekend. So this would be a great weekend to go up there, take in one of the nice restaurants on Broad Street up there, and enjoy all the festivities of having the Elizabeth II there as part of the 300th celebration of Edenton. Guys, good to talk to you.
Good to talk to you, too.
Thank you, Henry.
Thank you.
All right. We're going to get back up there, Wynn, I promise.
All right.
All right.
I'll hold you to it.
Talk to you soon.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
We loved we've done a couple of live broadcasts on the waterfront up there, and it's been a lot of fun. So head to Edenton this weekend. All right, Talk of the Town brought to you in part this morning by Bailey's Fine Jewelry. And guys, if you're thinking about buying a diamond for that special lady for Christmas, listen up. You can afford a diamond from Bailey's Fine Jewelry. If your budget's $2,000, $1,500, or even less than $1,000, Bailey's has beautiful, high-quality certified diamond engagement rings that'll fit your budget. You can get a gorgeous 1-carat diamond for less than $4,000. And there's no such thing as a dumb question. They've got great folks that'll help you, very friendly, and you won't be intimidated. Trust me, I know nothing about jewelry. They always help me when I go in there. So anything you need when you're shopping for your diamond, remember, yes, you can afford a diamond from Bailey's Fine Jewelry in Greenville at 511 Red Banks Road, also in Raleigh, Rocky Mount, and Fayetteville. Every woman wants a Bailey box. All right, 8:51, we've got sports coming up. Big night in college football and pro football. Panthers play tonight here on 103.7, and a big game that could have big implications for ECU in Conference USA tonight. And we'll talk to McGee about that next. Be right back.
When you're on the go, it's Trade Wilco. No matter where you go in Eastern Carolina, there's sure to be an attractive and always clean Trade Wilco Hess station nearby. For the absolute lowest prices on gas, groceries, and travel necessities, stop at any of the Trade Wilco Hess stations throughout Eastern Carolina. Keep your eyes on the road, but remember to look for the green and white Hess sign. The best part? No one supports the ECU Pirates more. So when you're on the go, it's Trade Wilco.
Summer may be over, but vacation time starts now. Greenville Toyota is going to give you a payment vacation. Make no payments until 2014 on any new Toyota. Pick the new Toyota you want and don't make a payment until next year. Like the all-new 2014 Corolla, in stock and available now. Only $148 a month. Plus, every new Toyota comes with cover maintenance for life with the Greenville Toyota Advantage. Give Greenville Toyota just 15 minutes to lower your current car payment and then take a payment vacation with no payments till 2014.
This is the spot where 50 years ago, Pirates came together to build a stadium, where 50,000 screaming fans cheer their team to victory, where cannons roar to mark each score.
You can paint this one purple.
Where Pirate football lives on. This is the spot you need to be this fall. Dowdy Ficklin Stadium. For tickets, visit ECUPirates.com.
Top Dog Academy is Eastern North Carolina's complete dog training facility. Top Dog provides an excellent environment for dogs of all ages with training services and workweek daycare. Top Dog is located on Highway 43 South, just 4 miles from Bells Fork, and features a comfortable, healthy environment and a spacious facility for daycare and a brand new, beautiful facility for training. Call 752-8215 or visit topdogonline.com.
Come on out Highway 43 South to Top Dog Academy, where we know dogs.
Pepsi, born here, raised by Panthers fans everywhere.
Raise your Pepsi for a chance to win the ultimate fan experience. See specially marked 18 packs or visit PepsiRaisedHere.com to learn more.
Pitt Community College is doing an excellent job in serving the people in Pitt County and Eastern North Carolina. One of the biggest challenges we have, though, is in handling the large demand. We're the most crowded of all higher education institutions, public or private. A bond referendum by Pitt Community College has not been requested of the voters since 1989. On November 5th, voters will have the option to consider this ballot. We would like to see as many people as possible go out and vote November 5th.
All right, sports update brought to you this hour by Stadium Sports. Stadium Sports, by the way, your new home for Costa sunglasses. They're now an authorized dealer for Costa sunglasses. Costa, that is C-O-S-T-A. Stadium Sports is jam-packed with a great selection of new Costas just in time for the holiday season. And with the temps getting cooler, Stadium Sports is also fully stocked with ECU cold weather gear. Stadium Sports at 1400 G, Charles Boulevard in Greenville. Still a lot of home games left for football this year. Stop by, get something new purple from Stadium Sports right next to Harris Teeter, the corner of Charles and 14th. All right, here's McGee on sports.
All right, in Game 1 of the World Series on Wednesday night, Red Sox rolled by the Cardinals 8-1. Game 2 is tonight, set for 8:07 from Fenway Park. NFC South showdown tonight, Panthers at the Bucks. Kickoff is set for 8:25. Coverage begins here on 103.7 at 7:30. And a college football game tonight that could potentially have some implications for ECU as Marshall is on the road at Middle Tennessee. That kickoff is set for 7:30. Marshall 2-0 in Conference USA. The Blue Raiders 1-2. That game can be seen on Fox Sports 1.
Hey, big night for the gun shop tonight. They're going to have, with Lindsay and those guys, we're going to have Glenn Bowen, Josh, and Lindsay on tonight talking about the Old West guns, such as Colts, Winchesters, and Western Frontier guns. Tonight, 6 to 7, it's the gun shop right here. Hey, don't forget, we'll be live at Krispy Kreme in Rocky Mount tomorrow morning from 7 to 9. Looking forward to seeing you at the new Krispy Kreme on Wesleyan Boulevard in Rocky Mount tomorrow. Everybody have a great Thursday.
Each year, many Americans take the risk to become small business owners in the pursuit of the American dream. I understand that the struggles of a small business owner are not a game, which is why, as a councilman, I have fought hard to put economic development policies in place that have created jobs, expanded our city's tax base, and allowed the city to prioritize local firms when choosing whom to give contracts with. So this November, I ask that you re-elect me, Dennis Mitchell, as your city councilman, so we continue to show the people that games should be played here and not here.
Unlock the best life has to offer for generations to come. Introducing the Legacy Membership exclusively at Ironwood Golf and Country Club. As a Legacy member, you'll not only enjoy all the benefits of an active, family-friendly lifestyle, your children and grandchildren will enjoy membership status as well. Belonging to Ironwood is remarkable. Sharing it with your entire family is even better. Become a Legacy member today, only at Ironwood Golf and Country Club. Golf at its finest, life at its fullest.
Many people in eastern North Carolina suffer from diabetes. The question is, can the disease be managed before it causes harm? Are there lifestyle changes that can help prevent it in the first place? And can a health system really make a difference? At Vidant Health, we are empowering people with tools and resources to detect and manage chronic disease. Can diabetes education and management help members of your family lead healthier lives? The answer is definitely yes.
Accidents can cause serious injuries and create many problems in your everyday life. At the law firm of Hardy & Hardy, we work to protect your rights and help solve your problems.
Attorneys Wayne and Charles Hardy help injured clients understand their rights and work diligently to obtain compensation for their damages and losses. Sharp negotiators, experienced litigators, compassionate attorneys.
If you or a loved one has been injured in an accident, count on Hardy & Hardy.
Right?
Protecting the rights of the seriously injured.
Show up for the Elizabeth II, I guess, if they want.
Pepsi, born here, raised by Panthers fans everywhere.
Raise your Pepsi for a chance to win the ultimate fan experience. See specially marked 18 packs or visit PepsiRaisedHere.com to learn more.
Having a vision of what really matters is how we succeed. Keeping an eye on the ball, seeing all the things that we need. Focusing on the big picture, always striving to do what's right. Carolina Vision Care, we keep what's important in sight.
Your hometown station.